Today we're going to turn the boost up on the Mustang. There is a few different ways you can go about doing it. You can buy a manual bleed valve boost controller, so that just interferes the vacuum signal to the wastegate because the wastegate has a vacuum line that goes onto it, and whenever this pushes the diaphragm open, say the spring is a 6-pound spring like what I have, once 6 pounds of boost is achieved, it opens the diaphragm on the wastegate and relieves exhaust before the turbocharger, which regulates the amount of boost pressure you have. So like I said, you can get a manual bleed valve that interferes this vacuum line and pretty much doesn't allow as much air to enter the wastegate, which tricks the wastegate to not open as soon, and that will give you more boost. You can also tee the vacuum line that goes to the wastegate, and here, I'll make this a little easier for you. This is the bottom port of the wastegate, so when 6 pounds of boost enters here, this diaphragm opens and the valve opens and lets exhaust gas out. You can run a port on the top as well. So your spring sits here, and then this crushes down. You can run another fitting like this on the top of the wastegate, and you can tee the bottom, so you have 6 pounds going into here, and then you have 6 pounds going into the top, and that usually makes 12 pounds of boost. You can remove the line, and I don't usually have good luck with doing that. Usually it just spikes to the hill, but I've heard some people have good luck and they remove it and it'll triple the amount of boost. So putting pressure into the top here and the bottom is going to equal double the spring, which this spring is 6 pounds. Removing it completely sometimes triples it. I don't recommend doing that at all, so I wouldn't even listen to that. One of the other ways you can do it is you can actually just get a different spring inside the wastegate. So I had this spring in here, which equaled 6 pounds of boost, and then I also had this one laying around, which you can kind of tell by just squishing them down how much pressure they are. Like this one feels like a 6, and this one feels like a 6 as well. So you can actually just put this spring. You got to make sure they're this different diameter so they fit inside of each other. You can't run the same size spring on top of each other. That doesn't work. So this one just fits right inside of here, and then put them in together like that, and then just crush it back down, and then run the bottom and see how much boost you're at. So that extra spring in the wastegate got us up to about 11-12 pounds, and I still have the street tires on, and I just rolled into it in third, and it started to spin a little bit, so I let out of it, and that was like from a 70-mile-an-hour roll. I kind of underestimated how fast this car was going to be, but it is a lot lighter than all the other stuff I've built. I'll try to roll into it, but I don't know how good it's going to work. All spinning. I rolled into it in second there, and I grabbed third, and it just kept rolling the tires off. Wow. 11 pounds, 11.7 AFR. I think it's on like 14 degrees of timing, E85. So it should be pretty safe where it's at. But hopefully we'll get the slicks on this thing and try it out and see if it actually hooks up with that. I literally, again, I'm sorry I can't film this because I'm not holding the camera. I am trying to hang on to this car, and I don't got anybody with me to film. But I literally just tried to put it in second and literally just start at like 10% throttle, go 30, 40, 50, 60%, 70%, and immediately blow the tire off. Top of second gear is probably 80, I would guess. And I tried rolling into it in third too, and 70-mile-an-hour roll probably, it's still blowing the tires right off the thing, which is super cool. It's exciting as shit. I'm just trying to make this car go stupid fast. and hook up. So yeah, this thing's nuts on 11 or 12 pounds. I don't even plan on turning it up from here. There's no point unless I get a really good tire under it. Seems like every time the GoPro goes on, there's a car that comes down the road.
One fine day in the middle of the night,
Right?
two boys got out their shit stain. Holy fuck! Out of gas, but it'll be fine.
We just got home, and that was kind of a shitty situation that we were in. There was cars around, and we couldn't really get a good burnout in, and I pretty much did a shitty first gear burnout and then rolled back into the burnout, and it bogged, and then it spun, and then it hooked once you hit second gear, and it just wasn't a very good dig that we tried out, but at least we kind of know where the car's at now. I can do a little bit more testing another day, and when there's less cars around, for sure, just because we don't want to be getting caught. Other than that, the car's doing really good. 11 pounds of boost, and with the slicks, it hooks in second, so that's cool. Got to actually feel some horsepower a little bit. So we might be working on the tune a little more in the next couple videos and seeing if we can get this thing dialed in and at the racetrack. So stay tuned, subscribe if you're new, and like the video. Thanks for watching.